Is that something special to somebody, or?
Well, they came out with this engine the same year I was born, so yeah, it's special.
Okay. Honestly, we have no history of this engine.
No history at all. I don't think the customer has a lot of history.
But on top of being a 348, this is a tri-power 348.
Right.
So explain that for somebody who has zero knowledge of what any of...
Okay, well, some engines just have a 2-barrel intake manifold, meaning 2 openings with what they call 2-barrel carburetor that feeds all 8 cylinders.
Okay.
Some engines have a 4-barrel, and that can be for a square bore that all 4 are the same, or a spread bore where the primaries are small and the secondaries are larger diameter. But what makes this special is what they call a tri-power. It has 3 2-barrel manifolds, and when these are set up correctly, for normal driving, the engine runs off the center 2-barrel manifold for gas mileage. It makes them for economy. And then when you want to pass somebody, you open this thing up and the linkage opens up all 3 carburetors and feeds the engine out of 6 barrels.
When this initially came in, you were skeptical that this was a true 348 truck.
I was very skeptical because I have seen too many 348s that were nothing more than a 348 truck engine, nothing special at all. And then I figured somebody had found this 3.2 manifold on a swap meet and bolted it on this engine. I mean, you can see it has some fresh bolts in here on these hangers. Those hangers are not original. So I just, in the back of my mind, I thought, yeah, we got an old 348 truck motor with a fancy intake on it.
So the casting number here on the intake, just going off the date itself, L1958. So this manifold was cast December 19th, 1958.
Right.
Then we go to the block. The block was cast L2 of 58. That's close enough together on the casting date that initial assumption is it looks like that manifold could have definitely
come with this block, or somebody worked hard at finding a manifold that had similar casting date to the block, one or the other.
Let's pop at least this valve cover off. We'll assume that both heads are the same.
At this point anyway?
Yeah, since this one's easy to get off. L12 of 58, so December 12th, 1958. At least all 3 of these items were cast in December of 1958, so that would probably indicate a 1959 model car.
Yeah.
Or vehicle.
Yeah,
if
this was cast in December of 58, it wouldn't have come out till early 1959, so 1959 model vehicle of some kind. You do realize the dirt on here is new dirt.
New dirt.
This is back when dirt was new.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I get where you're going.
Yeah.
So our casting number on the block, 375-5011.
Yes.
That would have been anywhere from a 1958 to a 1961 348 in a passenger car. So it does.
Okay, so that's
from
a plus.
Car. And I guess we should preface in the video to take everything we're saying with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily factual, but this is the information we can find.
We're just depending on things we find on the internet, and sometimes when we find something that doesn't look quite right, we do a little more research and either figure out that, yeah, we can back it up, or no, it really is bogus information.
Only one of these options is 1959, so if I look at the notes on that one, second design released for the 1959 model year, redesigned to provide water cooling to the new cylinder heads. So we'll talk about that when I get to the head here in a bit. On the intake manifold, it kind of lists everything from 58 through 61. Originally designed to be made from aluminum, but Chevy switched to cast iron before production.
I wonder why they originally thought it'd be aluminum and then changed to cast iron.
I don't know. Maybe somebody will. The casting number on the heads says it would be anything from, so this eliminates 1958. It goes to 59 to 61 for these heads. It says this cylinder head is the second design. Major design differences from the first design. Water cooling passages have been added around the spark plugs.
Okay, well, we'll have to remember and look for that
closer at
when we get the heads off here.
Then we get over here to the suffix code, and we have T1216HA. So it was assembled in Tonawanda at the Tonawanda plant December 16th. So does that align with the casting numbers?
Everything except the intake, because we've got December the 2nd, December the 12th, December the 19th.
So that's questionable. Now, are you going to sing the 409 song for us?
Giddy up. Is that the right one? Giddy up, giddy up.
I don't know the song. Probably a lot of 348s got tossed out to replace with
Yeah.
the 409. HA should indicate, again, doesn't help us much, 58 to 61 passenger car, rated at 280 horsepower, with 3 2-barrels and a turbo glide. The assumption is that this is the lower horsepower engine because there were higher horsepower versions of the 348 that had a solid flat tappet cam. Based on that,
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's a...
Yeah, this feels like there's a hydraulic lifter behind that.
So if this is a hydraulic lifter, that would align with it being a 280 horse 348. I guess maybe we should start tearing it down. Well, show the main problem here.
Okay, well, right off the bat, this engine is locked up. I would literally bust something